Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And we are at the Emerald Coast. This is a place that I've been looking to explore. I mean, it's called the Emerald Coast. How could you not want to explore it? So I'm going to make the exploration pretty dang short here. Because this is the part of the gameplay where I kind of realized, okay, I don't need to explore, like, every inch of every corner to find the stuff. See, look at that, we found stuff right away. Just quickly run by and scan up the mountains around the place. You know, the treasures are going to become fairly obvious. We're going to go back this way real quick, like. See, I even see it sparkling from the way distance. Ah, because it was pining for me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make that joke every time. At some point, wasn't I talking about Dragon Quest games that I liked and disliked? I should probably get back to one of those topics. Oh, there's another sparkle treasure. Yeah, see, I just scan up there and I ran over the thing. Antidote. Okay. We haven't fought one of these guys in a while. Leafy lamplings. Okay, you are really hurting Erik. Although he has a lot more HP to make up for it, but I would rather... I mean, as far as, you know, being...
Easy.
Enemies being able to kill him, having more HP and less defense can be a little bit of a trade-off between the stats. So, yeah, it'll look like you take more damage, but in proportion to a character with lower HP but higher defense, it'll probably be about the same if you calculate the percentages. Although I think Erik is still taking more damage, even percentage-wise, than what Jace is taking. I am stuck. Okay. But, I totally lost my train of thought. That's because I'm on a bridge, not a train. But if you have a character... Let's talk about defense. But I still would like him to have more defense. Oh, yes, I remember what I was going to say. The reason I would prefer a character with more defense and less HP, therefore taking less damage, over having more HP but taking more damage, even if the proportions were the same between the two characters, is that the character that's taking less damage will require less amounts of healing. So you see, we'll have to spend more MP or healing items restoring Erik's HP than we would have to restoring Jace, even though Jace has less HP. Hey, a new enemy. Yeah, let's fight some new enemies. Exoskeleton. This game is all sorts of silly with its enemy names. Well, that didn't look like it did much damage. Let's try some magic. And that did the same amount of damage. This is why I'm not impressed with the magic attacks in the Dragon Quest series. Gloomy Grubbies. Or Grublin. It's hard for me to read it, the text in my editor. Just attack the thing. This is actually a group of enemies, so here I do feel like we're going to use Sizz. That is our group fire attack. It only works on, when I say group, I don't mean all enemies. There's different classes of magic attacks. There's ones that are single target, ones that will hit a group of enemies and ones that will hit all enemies. So a group of enemies would be, well, the group of enemies that are all the same. So for instance, say there was a basic slime in that last battle, and I targeted the gloomy grublins, or whatever they are, with the Sizz spell. The Sizz spell would not have hit the slime. It would only hit the group of the goblins. God, I'm just going to call them goblins. Alright, well that is where we have to go next. That's the King's Barrow. But I'm just going to finish exploring around this place real quickly. We might have to battle some more Sham Hat witches. I can't get over that name. Okay, no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna, yeah. See, we explored this huge area, and it's only been 6 minutes. Plus, we've had, you know, new monster encounters. So, I'm satisfied with that level of exploration. Now, if I continue to explore things like that, will I miss treasures? Possibly. You know, it's a possibility. It's always a possibility that I could miss treasures. There's times where I explore a large, you know, open section like that in a game, and I explore it for like 20 to 30 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, I finished here. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I missed a treasure, and the treasure's like over there. I'm like, I was over here. How did I miss that? So, yeah, it can happen to me regardless. These camera angles are clearly going to happen to me regardless. Why is there like a special looking tent here and nothing in it? That's what I want to know. That bothers me. I've already talked about this subject. Okay, on the subject of Dragon Quest games that I really enjoy, as opposed to the ones that I just, you know, enjoy, my second favorite Dragon Quest game in this series has got to be Dragon Quest IV Chapters of the Chosen. What I really like about this is all the characters are set in their classes. There's no like skill points or anything to manage. And the king's men are dead.
What happened here?
Well, I can tell you what happened. They died.
Who did this to them?
Oh, that part I don't know.
Huh?
We're gonna be fighting with them, aren't we? Well, that's an interesting looking statue. Okay, so yeah, if we examine these, there's no response. But I am just going to check all of them, just in case someone has like something in their pockets that I can steal, which I don't know why we can't. I mean, well, we even see their sword and spear just laying there. Why can't we just pick it up and add it to our collection and sell it or something? I guess the game just doesn't want us to do that. Oh, what's this? Unbeknownst to me, this is actually the exit. And like, did I really just... Yeah, I really just exited the place. Didn't mean to do that. But, you know, that's what happens when you enter a place and it starts you off with a cutscene and then places you kind of like in the middle of the room instead of at the very entrance and let you walk around before triggering a cutscene. Yeah, I'm blaming this one on the game. That's a cool looking orb in there. It doesn't look like we can do anything with it. At first I was thinking it might be another thing that we can interact with to get a vision of and I am going to keep checking these corpses just in case one of them does have something. Haha! See? It was worth it, folks. Okay, that was just a note. Very well. Oh, those smog enemies are back. Wonder if those are the same smog enemies that we fought on the Cobblestone tour. I'm not going to spoil that one, right? You will have to watch this video to find out. Okay, so we have a couple different ways we can go. Heal slimes. Those are heal slimes. Oh boy. Part of me is glad that we found heal slimes this early, And part of me kind of wishes we found them later. I always say this about heal slimes. They come too early, but I don't like heal slimes that come later. We're gonna go Super Saiyan against these things. And we still can't, just one-shot it. Yeah, you can see they can heal off more damage than we can put out with both our attacks. So just keep attacking them. Eventually you'll get there. That's my strategy for that. I mean, as long as they're spending their time healing, they're not spending time damaging you. So I tend to look at it this way. Now when heal slimes start getting paired with stronger enemies, then we're going to have problems. But that's why I'm glad that we're running into them now instead of running into them later. So that way the heal slimes are going to be incredibly weak, and hopefully by the time that they start pairing heal slimes with stronger enemies, we'll be strong enough where we can one-shot the heal slimes. And who knows, maybe we'll have a couple more characters in our party as well that could help with that. So that way we can take out the heal slimes before they can keep supporting the bigger monster with more HP and then restoring that HP, because we definitely don't want that. So yeah, I'm glad, for that reason, I'm glad we're running into them this early, so that way they don't do those shenanigans. I don't remember what Dragon Quest game it is, but I remember one or two of them where heal slimes, I keep like waiting for heal slimes to come, and they're not coming, and they're not coming, and they're not coming, and then I finally run into them, and then I'm like, they have way too much HP and stuff that I would prefer, and then they start pairing them with these other things, and then when they do, it's hard for me to take down the heal slimes quickly, and then I'm just getting pounded by the bigger monster. These are little devils. They're not to be confused. Not you two. Not to be confused with the tricky devil that we fought. These guys are going to be much more tame. In fact, they're going to go down in just a couple hits. And yeah, I know I'm not using my pep-up superpower. That's because I don't view that I really need that right now for these normal enemies. I would rather just keep the Super Saiyan Blue power as long as we can, and just enjoy the, 50% boost to our attack output. I'm being chased by heal slimes. I'm being chased by all kinds of stuff. Let's kill something. Go ahead and attack this one. Yeah, so several random battles later, Erik has lost his pep-up power. Which that's okay, because I'm not really going to rely on the pep-up power to win battles and whatnot. It's one of those things where if it happens, and I'll enjoy it. And if it doesn't happen, I'm not going to fret over it. So I'm not going to be like, oh, if we might win this battle if I get the pep-up power. No, I'm not going to view any battles or situations like that. That's not part of my, strategy dealing with stuff. Can I just one-shot the smog? Well, not with Erik. Again, I don't really mean to attack different enemies. What ends up happening is whatever character I go with first, whatever enemy I target first, isn't necessarily the character or enemy that the other person is going to target automatically. But I expect them to be, because that's kind of how, these menu systems work in other RPGs.
Another one bites the dust.
You target one enemy, and then your next character will, the first... Oh, we have another new enemy here. Okay. Some mechanical bird. And yeah, these are the same smogs that we found on the tour. 10 damage, that's a lot. I think Jace can take down the smog in one shot, which he can, because he's Super Saiyan, and he's no longer Super Saiyan. But Erik's going to do that again. Very well. It takes a few hits on the birds. That's fine.
Who else wants?
Well, let's heal up Erik a bit. Jace should still be fine for now. And, okay, so this, I'm just looking at the map here, it's not as complicated as I first thought it was. So all we have to do is pick this up. It's a wing of a bat. Are these things? Yes, they are. Oh my goodness. I need to heal up Jace after this. Okay, so I think we've covered most of the stuff in this dungeon, so now I can go back to talking about Dragon Quest IV and what I enjoyed so much about it. And so what I liked about it is, as I mentioned, all the characters had their set job classes, again, reminding me of Final Fantasy IV. Only this one you play as, you know, different characters, or sometimes different groups of characters. Like you might have a party of with a fighter, a mage, and a priest is one of the chapters. And they'll go through like a little segment, you know, about an hour to 2 hours long-ish. And then there'll be like kind of a little concluding thing, and then you'll go to a next chapter where you're playing as one of the other characters, and you go through a little segment with them. And you do this until you've met all the characters, and then you go back and you start playing as the hero. And then all the chapters kind of converge, and all those other characters or groups characters will meet up with the hero.
Oh, yeah.
I really like that format, and I think Dragon Quest IV did it very well. We have some skill points to allocate, so let's do that. We're going to make our way around here. We don't have enough for that. We need 10. But yeah, that's the path I'm taking here. I don't know what that center one is. We're gonna find out. Oh, a treasure chest. We got a Chimera wing. That works for me. Okay, I don't need to fight every single monster that shows up here. We'll be here all day. I should say all night doing that. Yeah, this is late night mega. Even though it's odd because I usually upload my videos like early in the morning. I guess it depends on what time zone you're in. You know, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. But yeah, I call myself late night mega, yet I'm uploading stuff like early in the morning for me. For my schedule and the way I, you know, run my day, it's just easier that way. Because I can wake up in the morning and
Another one bites the
just set the video to upload to YouTube and edit another video, you know, as part of my morning routine, so that can run through my processor, and then I go to work and the video is processing, and it just works well for my day. And Jace can take out one of the Smogs in one shot in his pepped up state. Which that's useful. And that is also useful.
Ha! Easy.
Alright, now we get this treasure that we saw from the beginning. Oh, the Templar's uniform. Well, now we don't have to make one of those. I know I'm not going to craft it or recraft it just to try and get a boost. So we boost our defense and our charm there. I definitely give that to Erik. And charm, I don't remember exactly what the charm stat does. I want to say it has to do with how likely we are to dodge an attack. Maybe? Okay, well, we're gonna let sleeping mechanical birds lie, and we'll just keep going downstairs here. And where are we now? Okay, so there's not much to this place, apparently. And we'll go ahead and fight this guy. Now again with the healing. Now another thing that I find a little bit annoying about this game is sometimes I'll set, I'll assume that my character is both going to attack the same enemy. Because that's how it is in other RPGs. Once you select one target, your next character, as soon as you hit the attack command, that's going to be the same target you select. And I expect that. And that doesn't always happen in this game. That annoys me. Yeah, so if you see me, attacking two different targets, it's not because I fully intend to do that. That's kind of just what's happening. Alright, so now we have this shiny monster that appears. And we can do something special with that. There we go. And what I'm actually going to do, since we have two enemies here, I'm going to use Sizz on them. Now, I don't know if, at this point, I don't know if the shiny monster will have, like, more health or more defense or something than a regular monster. It turns out, no, they don't. They're just the exact same, only one sparkles. And when we defeat the sparkly one... Yeah, pretty easy. When we defeat the sparkly one, we can now use it as kind of a vehicle. And this will let us get up to... Yeah, we can jump really high in this exoskeleton. And this will let us jump up to these areas that we could otherwise not reach. And we got a Seed of Defense. That's probably going to be going to Erik. Oh, put a feather in your cap. So yeah, what I liked about Dragon Quest IV was the different characters each had their different parts, and then it just all converged, and I enjoyed that format.
They're taking candy from a baby! This is going to get us into his good books! I just know it!
Do you have to have your tongues hanging out that far?
Hey, what do you think you're doing? That orb belongs to us. Get your filthy hands off it.
Well, it doesn't really belong to us.
Whoever you are, you've just made a seriously big mistake!
It belongs, well, we're just here to steal it. So, some Grim Griffins appeared. Fortunately, we just kind of stumbled into this battle with both our characters on Super Saiyan Blue mode. So I'm going to use this opportunity to use our combination pep-up power attack. That's going to do some hefty damage. But it does take us out of that state. And these Grim Griffins are going to cast Decelerate that lowers our agility. Which I'm not super concerned because I don't know how agility works in this game. Because we've seen it already where, enemies are we're like alternating turns and such, but not in the way of a normal turn-based game or even in previous Dragon Quest games. Because usually you'd all enter your commands in, and then you each take your turns, and then it's like the start of a new round. This is just kind of continuous. And sometimes the enemy gets like 2 turns in a row, and I can't explain why. Or sometimes one of my characters gets 2 turns in a row, and I don't know why. I find that weird. But for the strategy for this battle, we're going to spend our time. Don't be afraid to heal up, and because of the system, that's why I used the herb with Erik there. Because I didn't know if Jace was going to get the next turn, or if one of the Griffins were going to get their turn, or if both Griffins were going to get their turn. So yeah, just kind of focus fire on one of the Griffins until they're down, And then taking down the second one isn't going to be as much of an issue. Because we'll only have one attacking us instead of two. Oh, we might have to fix Erik. Or we can just kill the guy. That works too. And we get a hefty amount of experience and gold from it, but it doesn't particularly, well, I mean it does matter, but it's not going to level us up because we just recently leveled up.
Amateurs. But who the hell were they? And what did they want with the orb?
I get the feeling looking at this thing, it's not just an ordinary
Well, whatever. It's
gemstone
back with
to
its rightful
sell.
owner now. And about time, too.
It looks like it does something special.
You know, after they threw me in jail, I thought I'd never see this thing again. But here I am holding it. You're some kind of lucky charm, you know that? I've got a feeling that if I stick with you, everything will turn out okay. Just don't ask me what I mean by everything. That's my business.
Oh, okay.
Right, I've done what I came to do. Guess we should head east and check out that door of departure place your grandpa mentioned.
Well, this has been a pretty productive video. We got all the way through the King's Barrow. I am going to do one more thing with the... I want to call it Ride Armor. Okay, I call it Ride Armor. I reference Mega Man X, the entire Mega Man X series, so we mark that one off the list. And... but yeah, I'm going to see if we can explore more with that, but we're going to try that next time. That'll be how we start the next video.